My family and I left town to start a first-generation homestead. We are living, laughing, and learning our way into farming. Join us as we journey into becoming homesteaders. I am the uneducated farmer. Good morning, everybody. It's mid-morning here, and thought I would make a video about, can you travel, can you go on vacation with animals? We've got about 15 different animals here on the farm. We've got our dog Jack. Back there you can see him. He's our Great Pyrenees. Our sheep. And we've got our 2 cows over there. And the key to answering that question is just having good systems. And it just revolves around fencing, food and water. For us, at least, where we're located. So let me show you some of the systems that we have here. So ultimately, we were looking to have a solution that would allow for a larger area to be fenced off. So we thought, okay, let's install something that would be a good perimeter fence. So this here is the recently installed perimeter fence that we have. We have 3 hot strands of high tension fencing. And then we have a single strand of poly twine that's not electrified. It just keeps the sheep from getting ambitious and trying to jump over the fence. And I installed this over a weekend. Very simple concept. I mow around the perimeter of this fence with my zero turn and maintain it that way. And so I've got a good perimeter fence, and then I break this into paddocks and I rotate the sheep through. So this right here, this is how we energize our fence. Grabbed this from Tractor Supply, 120 miles, 6.7 joules, pretty strong. I wanted something that would be good for any animal that we'd have. And I just have a piece of poly twine that runs from it to our fencing, hooks up to each piece of fencing, and it's just plugged into an extension cord and goes into our little shed here. But that's, I'd say, number one to being able to vacation, have a relatively normal kind of schedule with animals, is having a good perimeter fence, because even if they get out of any of the smaller areas you section off, well, then you have a perimeter fence to make sure that they're here when you get home. So you get the question of, can you vacation with cows? And I'd say cows are the easiest animal to have a relatively normal life and schedule with, if you have the space for them. This right here comprises of my entire fencing system for my cows. It is a single post that I can, with my Crocs on, put into the ground, and a strand of poly twine. And that just runs around the perimeter of this area that I decided I didn't want to mow anymore, because why pay for gasoline when I can grow beef? It's extremely temporary fencing. This is literally a road, and I decided, that I was going to cut off my access just for a little bit so I could have the cows on it. But if you look here, I throw in a mineral block, and the cows are happy as can be, and that grass is great. Once I decide to move them off of this, it's going to grow better than it ever has. My family and I actually took about a 10-day trip up to New York to visit our family for 4th of July, and with the systems we have at our property here, we were able to leave. We didn't even have anybody check on the animals while we were gone, because we have used these systems with a lot of confidence. Coming back, we showed up and the animals were happy to see us, but they had everything they needed, and I still haven't needed to do anything since I got back about a week and a half ago. So let me show you the key to being able to have a relatively normal schedule and the ability to travel with animals. It's right here. This right here is, besides the fencing, the most important investment you'll make. Getting a large container that can hold a lot of water, having a hydrant. You can use a hose as well, but a hydrant is what I just installed. This one here, we had an old rusty one, and I have this on, and the water flows through this hose to this float valve, and it operates very simply. Very, very simply. When the water level gets back up to the height of the float valve, it closes the valve and the water stops running. So you don't have to worry about your well running dry. And that's literally it. I keep a little strand of poly twine across here. It's not electrified or anything, but the cows don't want to play with the valve if you have the strand across there. And that's what allows me to be able to leave. They have their water and they've got ample grass. I just make sure that they're on a good area of pasture. And over here, this was just really a part of our yard that had gotten overgrown, and I thought, well, I'm not going to mow it. So I moved them out here. What do you think? Are you guys happy? Are you happy? I think you are. Getting all the grass you need, huh, Spot? This is Spot. Spot's going to be butchered here in the fall. Yep, he's nodding. That's right. And there's May May. Eventually we want to try to see if we can milk her. But they've been happy as could be, especially under these trees. And I mean, they're keeping this pasture, you know, really this yard beautiful, you know, as they graze it as pasture. And next step will be to move them down into this thick stuff, which I've never even gotten to see what's down here, because we've never had it mowed. And then ultimate plan is to get them out to that field